Hey guys, Curdhos here from Hostyle Conditioning. It's Thursday, February 9th. Check-in time for the weekly weigh-in, week number 6. Not a great week. I had my typical cheat night on Saturday, and then something out of the ordinary came up. Went down to Toronto Monday by train to go see the Leafs play, my favorite team. So for all you Leaf fans out there, yay! And for all you Sens fans, try not to hate me too much. You love who you love. You can't help it. So that being said, went down on the train on Monday, got down there, toured around, checked into our hotel room, and then went and checked out the sites. And, it's a special event. Not too often I get a chance to do that. Went with my lovely wife, Dolly, and she's a huge hockey fan, so it was a great time. First time we've been off on our own without kids for a couple of years, so I knew we were going to celebrate and enjoy ourselves that night, so I didn't want to put any stress on myself for that, for sure. Hit the real sports bar, a crazy big bar there down by the ACC Center. Had some crazy nachos and had pounded back some beers, went to the game, went to the hot stove for supper with some friends. Again, ate fantastic food and drank a bunch of beer, so definitely pulled another Saturday night, only 24 to 48 hours after my last Saturday night. So, hopping in for my weigh-in, I didn't expect things to be fantastic because it was just, that extra cheat night in the middle of the week. And it shows you how quickly things can get away from you. And then coming back on Tuesday on the train, it's kind of weird, not really carrying any of my own food, so I'm eating the meal on the train. And so basically from Monday up until Tuesday night late, I was really out of the groove of my diet and stuff, and that reflected on the weigh-in for sure. We'll get right to it right now. Last week I was 320.4, so this week I am up 4 pounds, back up to 324.2. I'm not upset with myself. I know why it happened. Am I a little disappointed? Of course I'm a little disappointed. But I mean, in the balancing of things in life, it wasn't just a Monday night with the boys. It was a special occasion, so I really wanted to enjoy that. Now, to compensate for that, one of my rules is when you're working on your diet and you're working on losing weight, you get that cheat night per week until you have a weigh-in where you don't lose weight. So this being the case, when I weighed in this morning, and I was up 4 pounds, it's a no-brainer. No cheat night this Saturday. I'm going to run an extra, 7 to 10 days, keeping it tight to get back on track, to fire everything back up and stay, use this, like I said, not surprising but disappointment in the weigh-in as motivation to dial it back in right away, get the meals going, and get back onto the groove of eating every 3 hours and the carbs and the fat rotation properly. So again, that's why it's important to weigh in every week, so it really keeps you on a steady, straight and narrow, so you know what's going on. There's no surprises, right? Like I said, I didn't like what it said, but I know why it said it. So, you just work with that information, that feedback, and move forward. And again, that's going to be my motivation to not have the cheat night on Saturday, keep it tighter, get back to the weigh-in next Thursday, and crush it. And, I want to be down this 4 pounds plus another pound or two. And that shouldn't be too hard because that quick little weight gain, a lot of it's going to be bloating, a water retention, the extra beers and stuff. So, dialing back in as I started, late Tuesday night into Wednesday yesterday and today, by the weekend I should be down into the 320 again, and by Thursday down below it. I mean, that's my goal, and that's what I'm going to work towards, and then everything gets back on track. So again, when something like that happens, don't beat yourself up too much for it. Again, it was a special occasion. Like I said, it wasn't just because, the hockey game was on TV and, oh boy, I'm going to do it. This was a special event, a special occasion. I'm paying for it. I'm going to resolve it, and I'm going to fix it. So again, make sure that, you take that into consideration. But it's not an excuse. This is what happened. This is why it happened, and move forward with it. That being said, crazy again kettlebell workout last night with Tobin in the intermediate group. We had it's a challenge that he puts out, much like the 1,000 rep Hostile Challenge. He's developed the Tobin Hostile Kettlebell Challenge, and every 4 to 6 weeks that's going to come out. And it's a preset set of exercises for a certain amount of reps in a certain ladder format. And use the same weight each time you do it, and you try to beat your time. So it was a group of, I think, 8 or 9 of us. It was their second stab at it. It was my first, so it was probably at least 6 weeks since he had done it, because it's about that long I've been taking the class, and I hadn't run into it yet. A lot of people beat their time. A few people went 20, 40 seconds over, but overall there were some great times of 9 minutes and 10 and 12 minutes. Longest time in the group without me was 17 minutes. My first time at it was 27 minutes. Again, my cardio is definitely my weaker area that I'm always working on improving. And again, with the type of setup that we do with kettlebells, it's not just strength. it's also agility, and it's cardio. So that all factoring together are, 2 out of 3 of my weaker areas. I've got all the strength in the world. It's the agility, mobility, getting down to do Turkish get-ups and hot potato squats, where you need a lot of hip mobility and movement and stuff. It's challenging, and then the cardio factor kicking in. So, but again, I just worked at it. I kept pounding at it until I got it done. There was a lot of 10 and 20 rep sets, and I would just break them down 5 at a time. Manage my breathing, get back into it. So again, I'm proud of myself. It was a heck of a workout. There was no doubt after the 27 minutes, there was definitely, curdhos leaning on the tire, fighting back a little bit of lunch and breakfast, which is good. I like the way I push myself that way. I'm always improving on my cardio, but again, it's always good to have a challenge. And what's nice is in 4 to 6 weeks from now, I'm going to have something to go up against. So I'm going to have that 27-minute and change time up right beside my timer. So when I go at it, I'm going to pace myself, and my goal is to try and beat that by 2 to 5 minutes. So I mean, if I beat it by a minute, I'd be happy. But I really want to try and push it and get it done. So as I get technically better with the more intricate moves with the kettlebells, and my cardio continues to improve, as does my mobility and agility, it's going to get better and better. So again, another goal, something else to push myself on and to work towards. And that being said, my weigh-in probably would have been a couple pounds higher had I not got that big grind workout in the day before. Even Monday, Tuesday, like I said, out traveling by train, there was no steady state. Yeah, we walked around the city a little bit in Toronto, which is nice, but again, it's what I talked, that boyfriend-girlfriend walk. It wasn't really that pound, let's go with a steady state. So again, back into it yesterday, back into it today. Even getting back into the groove, I feel better. I don't feel out of place, that kind of thing. So again, I'm not surprised about the weigh-in. I'm not happy about the weigh-in, but it's all for a reason. And again, because it's a weekly weigh-in, straight and narrow, all bullshit aside, there's all kinds of reasons I can make for it. Bottom line is I have to make up for it, and I have to work a little harder this week and stay a little more focused this weekend on the, without the cheat night to get back. So that's my motivation to use it that way. So again, it's a positive situation out of a negative outcome, so we're going to work on that. And again, that's just the way it is, right? Anyone who goes to quit anything, I just dropped my paper, anyone who tries to quit anything or change their lifestyle and stuff like that isn't going to nail it the first time. There's going to be things that come up, but again, like they say, it's not how often you fall down, it's how often you get back up, and it's very true. Get back on it, don't get discouraged, deal with it, not like it, but use that as fuel, motivation to work towards it again. So again, we're going to crush it, we're going to pound it out there, and again, this whole thing and me coming to you guys every week with this helps me with this, because again, there's no bullshitting. The results are what they are. It is what it is, and there's a reason why I lose, and there's a reason why you gain. And the same when other people are doing their diet and working on it, right? It's not magic. It's if you're not losing weight every week and that's your goal, you're not eating well, or you're not exercising, or you're not, there's a reason why that's happening. It's not like, oh my God, I don't understand. Listen, why it's happening. No one sits there after they've been doing this for a while and should be ever surprised as to why it doesn't happen. Again, if you're working on weight loss, it should be a weekly thing. There should be something happening. I don't care if it's a pound or if it's 5 pounds, there should be some weight loss. And if it doesn't happen, you have to look at your eating, you have to look at your activity level, you have to look at your rest, you have to look at your stress level. All those things come into play. All 4 areas work together very importantly. One without the other is not going to work near as effective. But again, it has to happen. If that is truly your goal and you're committed to it, there should be weight loss every week. All right? Again, back at it, going to crush it. We're going to have a great week. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff on the weekend. I think Friday I'm going back up to Toronto to bench with the boys over at Montreal Barbell. So crush some big weights there. Get pretty excited. Back here Saturday working with the groups here in the morning and the powerlifting in the afternoon. And just killing it. Our classes are getting busier and busier, so I'm having a great time meeting a lot of new people, training a lot of cool people, and getting a lot of cool results overall. So again, I love it. I love it when people work hard, and I want to be a part of that. And I like the energy that produces, and that's what we do here at Hostyle Conditioning. So again, this is Kurt from Hostyle Conditioning saying, crush it, and we'll have a better weigh-in next week. Don't worry.